Fuck me.
Yep.
All right, I
Yep.
will.
It's that
do
time
it.
again, isn't it?
Oh, it's me, Llytic.
It's Tom.
I'm also here, and I'm Zane.
Yeah.
Welcome to What Are We Reading?
Yay, we're reading My Inner Life. After last week's episode, this is going to be great. Or are you releasing this before you're releasing what we read
I'm
last
releasing
week?
this before that, so you just confused everyone as to the canon of this. Although in that one
There
we
is
did
no
also
canon,
bring up
boy.
the fact that... Although with that one we also brought up the fact that you need to watch Chirpy, and now you have watched Chirpy.
Yeah. Let's... I'm trying not to remember that, thank you.
Wait, so is there like some extended universe for What Are You Reading? Is that what you're implying? Because you just said canon.
There's a canon to everything.
Well, I mean,
There's a canon to this universe.
I have a howitzer. Does that count?
When do I get my spin-off show?
Oh god, the Zane show. It's just gonna be
Whenever-
based around you sitting around playing Breath of the Wild and watching anime.
Instead of
Just
What Are We
do-
Reading,
just-
it'll be What Is This Waifu? And it's literally just me looking at a bunch of, like, waifu material stuff.
All I do,
Leave a
we do
comment
have a-
and tell us if you'd like that series. We'll come up with another YouTube channel for that and everything.
we do have
Oh,
a new
no.
option in the form of Bunyip.
Well, I do want to do a Let's Play channel at some point in time, but that'll probably have to be I get my own place.
Well, the whole thing is that I might do a playthrough on Honey Pop if Steam doesn't remove it.
You could probably...
Honey Pop?
Steam's actually starting to like crack down on like ecchi content and like anime games, and it is one of the most fucking retarded things ever, being as they have no problem with Western style games having nudity in them.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why you
Conan
gotta go to the
Exiles is
Skyrim
totally
Nexus to get, like, any adult mods that you want, rather than... Because
Conan
Steam doesn't
Exiles
have
tot-
stuff like that.
Conan Exiles
Yeah,
apparently
Conan
totally
Exile! Like,
Would
serious.
you let me talk?
Sorry.
God. Conan Exiles is apparently totally okay with the fucking dick slider in that one, but we show a single nipple or like a slight Fuda bulge outline, and no, that's too far.
Well...
Because of that mutiny might never ever get released. Oh no, there's a slight Fuda bulge from one of the characters. Can't show that shit. Meanwhile, you can have a literal foot-long dick, and that's okay.
And yet Doom is fine. Despite its demonic, like,
Doom's
symbols
okay,
and
Postal's okay.
excessive gore.
Postal's totally fine to have on there, despite the fact that you can piss on dismembered corpses.
Or light someone on fire and pee on them to put it out.
All right, enough about me
What the fuck are
bitching
y'all
about
talking
Steam being shit. All right,
That's why I moved
I'll
to
start us
console.
I'll start us off. Well, the whole thing is like
Let's
the
stop
for the
putting...
fucking games with sexual content. They literally have a thing where you need to put in your age so that
Let's stop putting this off and get to My Inner Life. We can rant about this later.
like the Honey Pop devs literally released a tweet recently saying that they're like getting threatened that within the month they'll game Honey Pop will get taken down. Anyway,
Welcome to hypocrisy.
Welcome to the fucking internet. Welcome to society. Fucking
Yep.
society. Violence
Let's
is
read.
totally okay, but sexuality, no.
Let's read.
Oh, God. Emerging from the water temple, Link and I ascended from Lake Hylia and into the bright sunlight. The storm had stopped and all was quiet. We held on to each other because of course we did as we made our way to our horses. Midnight Star, Star Dancer, and Star had found themselves some grass to gnaw on. Not graze on, gnaw on.
Well, I
It
mean,
had pushed its way up through the snow, somehow.
through.
Through the snow. It literally was throwing the snow. The grass was swole, much like this piggy's brother. We pushed our way through the deep snow and onto our awaiting horses.
Link helped me into my saddle. Then he removed the iron boots and replaced it. What? He was wearing those the whole time?
Of course he was wearing them the whole time. He was underwater. And again, is the entire water temple flooded? Because if not, that means that he had no agility.
Yeah, I mean, that would explain why he
No
was
wonder he got his ass
disabled
kicked by
so
Dark
easily.
Link.
Anyway. Then he removed the iron boots and replaced them with his regular ones, buckled the Master Sword back around his back, fastened his saddlebags,
just
then
had it
mounted
still
the
out.
Night Star. Looking back at me one last time, he smiled. Oh, is she gonna die? Please say she's gonna die.
Don't forget Link voice.
Oh, by the way, my love, because that's the only way I can refer to you.
Link voice.
You don't have a name.
Link voice.
Oh yeah. I don't. Do I have to?
By the way, my love, I managed to retrieve these.
There we go. Raising his hand, he held up my chakrams because Phoenix Circles is freaking retarded. I looked at him with a smile, then took the weapon and fastened it to my belt. Then I nodded and I was ready. I glimpsed back at the lake one last time before we booted our horses in the legs and headed for home, leaving the water temple behind.
Like more. You don't boot a horse in the legs.
I missed the prose from that. That's all I'm gonna say.
Cobb's writing.
Yes. That.
Don't worry, my love. I'll keep you safe.
Oh my god.
Those vampire chads won't get to you.
Oh boy. When we reached home, we dismounted and ushered the horses back into the stable. Then we went into the house. After we walked, there shouldn't be a comma there, right?
No, there should not be.
Not.
After we walked in, I saw Ruto sitting by the fire with our little son. She was. Never mind, I'm not going to finish that.
No, say it. Do it.
She was stroking him off.
Why?
I mean, I don't think that's physically possible with a baby, but whatever.
Believe me, porn finds a way.
Yeah.
She looked up at us.
I found some of the early stuff written by the same guy who did Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Believe me, porn finds a way.
Oh.
A lot of Shotokan. Or they. I don't know if it's a guy or a girl.
Whomst.
Probably a guy.
No, a lot of hentai artists are women.
Really?
Yeah. Same as a lot of the people who draw pinups are like women.
Really? I did not know that.
Knows a woman better than a woman.
Yet somehow you still end up with anatomically impossible artwork in that shit.
Or if it's well, I mean, I don't mean to profile or sound prejudiced, but it might be trying to be the quote unquote ideal body the way they see it.
I thought that was just the art style.
Well, part of it is art style, but at the same time, when you have fucking balloon tits.
Those are the best kind, though. If you
No.
just blow into the nipple, they get bigger. 'Cause
Stop!
they're balloons.
Stop! What is it with you and dragging shit into the realm of DeviantArt fetish territory?
I like boobs of all sorts. Just gonna say that now.
There's a point. There is a point at which it becomes too ridiculous.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, too ridiculously small.
Okay. I'm not going to say anything because that would go into DeviantArt territory.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Jesus.
Don't lie. You are not sorry.
Anyways,
God.
back to the Ruto sitting by the fire with their child. When she looked up at us, her eyes grew big with shock. Oh my goddess! What the hell happened to you two? I thought you
Big
died.
quotation there.
She forgot one yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so apparently part of that was part of the sentence.
Removing the tattered Zora tunic, I staggered to the couch and sat down. We got the shit beaten out of us.
We would have died if it wasn't for Deus Ex Jenna.
You know what? You know what
replied
goes
darkly.
great? Just absolutely magnificent in a fantasy setting like this. The phrase "we got the shit beaten out of us."
Oh my god!
Unless it's a fucking God of War game, that doesn't work.
I mean, depends on the game, really.
God of War, it probably would.
I watched as Link removed his damp cloak and scabbard, then staggered over to the couch and sat down beside me. And only me. Got the shit beat out of you by who? Ruto questioned again with worry and shock, like she wasn't the person who came here and told them about it.
I hate this prose. I hate it.
I looked directly into the Zora's concerned eyes.
Magdarosis.
Zorosa?
Zora Magdarosis.
I look directly into the Zora Magdaros' eyes because you have to say the entire thing every time.
I do because it makes the story a lot weirder.
It's a very long
I think
story.
you mean better.
Rudo. Are you up to it? She
The question is, how are we up to reading this whole thing?
We only have like 3 chapters left.
I know, we're pretty well done. How have we survived this long? Anyway, keep reading thing.
Alcohol.
Thought I finished. What?
She nodded back in response. Did you say that?
Said that. I did.
Oh.
Y'all just
sorry.
talked over me.
I interrupted because I'm a shitbag. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I interrupt y'all probably.
I literally, like, during the whole thing with the wolf beard thing, I literally asked you a yes or no question, and you gave me a 5-minute diatribe on the inner workings of your fan fictions.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
just wanted, hey, do this bullshit in which you say, oh, this character should have been part of the main cast, but they weren't. And all you had to say was, not anymore, or no, or, well, there was that one time. Not this whole thing in which you go into the specifics of your Ruby fanfiction and then start talking about your Aragorn fanfiction.
Find out what they're talking about next week.
Sorry. I tend to have... I think it's been made pretty obvious by now. I tend to go in all sorts of directions. I might have ADD. I don't know.
It was literally one of those things where it's just like, I just want an answer.
Well, you got one.
You got one, just a longer answer than you thought.
You asked for a drink of water, I turned the fire hose on you.
I think that's part of the reason one of those ones were over 2 hours long.
Yeah, that I will accept the blame for that. I mean,
the situation in which you accidentally turned off your mic.
Yeah, that was
which
that was
left
funny.
me to just sit there waiting for you to come back for like 10 minutes, and I start singing 500 miles and then start going on a diatribe about the weather because it's taking so long.
Yeah, I started trying to talk back when you were talking about the weather because I sat and listened to you sing the last half of 500 miles, which was quite wonderful, by the way. And then I was going to chime back in to just show that I was a jerk, and then but it turned out my mic was off, and I was like, well, crap, what do I do now? And it took me like 5 minutes to realize.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'll shut up now.
Yeah, I'm just adding Magdaros to the end of Zora because it instantly becomes funnier if you just imagine this mountain-sized dragon instead of Rudo.
It makes the story bearable.
This mountain-sized dragon with a volcano on its back.
Yes.
After we explained about our terrifying experience inside the water temple, Rudo's eyes stared at us in pure shock. Oh my goddesses. Jenna, you have powers over the elements? Where the fuck did that come from?
We don't know either, Zora Magdaros. We don't know either.
I said it before, but that would have made so much more sense if she devil Joe'd him.
Yeah, like rip and tear. Like, that would have been way better. Like, seriously.
Not only would that have been more entertaining, but there would have been some actual foreshadowing.
Gore always makes things better.
Because of the fact that she never shut up about the fact that she has heightened senses and shit like that, and the fact that she had tiger-like instincts and shit.
I just imagine, like, Captain Planet.
Bestial.
By my powers combined.
Except she has the rings on all of her fingers, because of course she does.
By my powers combined, I am Jenna's Silverblade. Oh, God.
Keep reading.
Rudo said with shock in her voice and her disbelief at the bullshit at hand here. I'm not so sure, but I have no memory of the events Link described to me.
I wish we didn't.
The last thing I remember, I was being knocked into a tree after Dark Link broke through my defenses.
That was fun.
But Link said I destroyed his counterpart with a Hue energy ball.
What kind of energy ball is that?
Ew. It's made of Australian Broadway acting. It's Hugh Jackman.
I got that reference. That's why I'm laughing.
He summoned Hugh Jackman.
I thought he was from New Zealand, though.
Australia, New Zealand, the only people that give a shit are people from New Zealand.
And me.
Oh, God.
Nah.
I sighed, shaking my head. I still don't understand. I never had powers like that before. That's why it came fuck out of nowhere.
You shouldn't.
Again, if it were a bestial rage type thing, it would have made more sense because you kept alluding to animal-like shit concerning yourself.
Oh, but nature contains all four of the elements.
You. Maybe they were dormant until now, Rudo added. It's
Oh
a
my
possibility, Link said. You have a point. But I wonder what could have activated it. I responded skeptically. Maybe it was the fact that you were about to get raped.
Or the fact that you're just a raging Mary Sue and everything in this story should be taken with a grain of salt because it's poor writing. I don't know.
Maybe she just wants to make an Avatar fan fiction instead.
This was before Avatar, though. This was like the late 90s.
Guess I know where they got their, information and reference.
Maybe it was activated through the immense anger you experienced when Dark Link attacked you, or the fear for your life because you were about to get raped. That might have had something to do with it. Link said as he took a sip of his honey tea. I pondered the thought, wondering if that could be what happened, but it still sounded too far-fetched.
I need more information, so I told Link to rape me.
Why?
I mean, it'd be the similar situation, so perfect way to test it.
It's not rape if you like it, though.
It's not rape if you tell someone to do it to you. Then it's just role play. Oh, God. I think I should see Princess Zelda, that whore, about it tomorrow. Maybe she can help answer this, I said as I looked at Rudo. Yeah, maybe the person with the Triforce of Wisdom can help you here, fuck nut.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Jenna was like, oh no, Zelda can't help me. I'm going to figure this out on my own because I'm all that matters in this story.
Well, I think that's a wise decision. Maybe she can help, Rudo said as Link nodded in agreement. Looking over at Link, his eyes seemed to glow in anticipation. He was about to go nuclear. For a moment, I was able to read his mind through them, only to have the connection break because I threw them.
Well, it's been a long day. I'm tired and I want to get cleaned up. Let's call it a day. Just repetition. I said as I eyed Link over. Of course. You can stay here tonight, Rudo. That way I can kill you easier.
We're just going to be upstairs fucking. I hope you don't mind the noise.
I was hoping for a threesome actually about to happen. Let's be real.
Oh, God.
It's not going to happen. I mean...
She's exceedingly possessive.
Yeah. I still don't think it would be wise for you to head back to Zora Magdaros' domain until morning, I said as I handed Rudo a pillow and blankets. Because you can sleep on the floor, you fish bitch.
Oh God, racism.
Thank you kindly, Rudo returned appreciatively, pretending to appreciate it even though she was miffed that she had to sleep on the floor.
Fucking princess?
Yeah, a merchant is probably more used to sleeping on the floor than a princess, but whatever. I don't care.
To royalty.
I mean, you can if it's funny and they're jerks, but Rudo is actually kind of a nice person in the series.
Yeah.
She's a little bit of a spoiled brat when you first meet her, but I mean, she's still a really good character.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's just throw the cannon out the window because that's what we've been doing up to this point anyway.
Yeah.
As she took the blankets from me and proceeded to make a place for herself by the fire. I'm going to send Lily and Navi to sleep down here tonight. If you should need anything, they'll get it for you. I said as Rudo nodded.
I'm getting flashbacks to the whole thing in which Ash's mom, Mr. Mime, sits on the floor and eats from a dog bowl.
Well, he's a Pokemon. He doesn't have rights.
He's a humanoid being.
Humanoids don't have rights either. Robots don't have rights.
I'm pretty sure you shouldn't make your Mr. Mime sit on the floor to eat out of a dog bowl.
Yeah, no.
If anything, I'd give him like a kitty kind of thing, because I don't know his like level of maturity for like the actual table, but I could at least like so he doesn't bend down or have to eat on all fours. But he's not sitting at the table.
Just give him like a chair and like a plate and some silverware, because I'm pretty sure he's intelligent enough to use that.
Or don't get a Mr. Mime because he's creepy.
You're right.
Like, I mean, would you make your Machamp sit on the floor to eat too?
Yes, because that boy would break the table.
Don't have
He
him
just
sit
do
on
like
the
one
table.
chop and it's gone.
Don't have him sit on the table
Uh,
in a chair
anyway. I
at
don't know.
the table.
I'm
No,
doing a
we
platinum
have, like-
Nuzlocke.
We do like the kitty table, but it's the Poke table, and all the Pokemon can sit at that table.
It's like a solid steel
Because-
table, so they don't accidentally break it.
Yes.
No, they would totally break it because Blastoise can use water gun and punch through
Why would
solid steel.
Blastoise be using water gun at the table?
Yeah, well, he's a Pokemon. He doesn't know better.
Maybe he just took like one look at another Pokemon and was just like,
You-
"All right, he's dead."
or Charizard stole some of his food, and Blastoise isn't taking that.
He's just like,
just,
"Boy,
like,
here it comes."
It seems
I
a bit
mean-
excessive.
I mean, in the Diamond and Pearl arc, Chimchar steals food from Piplup, and Piplup goes ballistic on it. So
We just agree that Pokemon has never had a better feature than the time in Soul Silver and Heart Gold, whenever they had it to where your Pokemon could actually follow behind you.
yeah, no, Soul Silver
They
and
need to
Heart
bring
Gold,
that back.
best
They need to-
Pokemon gen
They need to bring
or best
They-
Pokemon game. Just
they need to bring that mechanic back in some of the later games. I love that
I think
mechanic.
it's
You can just
I
turn
think it's
around
rumored
and-
that they're going to be doing that for the Pokemon on Switch, or they better be, because I think that's going to be one where it's going to be like an open world Pokemon game, and you can go to all the regions, which would be
you can
very
just turn
awesome.
around and fucking like start doing shit with your Pokemon and get presents from it and shit. And that was one of my favorite things ever.
Well, yeah, it was
Like,
awesome, and it felt like you were actually connecting to your Pokemon. The other
I-
closest thing that kind of came to that was the Pokemon on Me, but even then, it wasn't as cool as just having your Pokemon follow around you. It's like, oh, I'm going to let my Pokemon out, play with them a little bit, and feed them, and they can't follow me around, even though everyone else can have Pokemon do that. In
You
this
know how
world.
awesome it would be just having like a fucking whale lord following you around as you're just going around the forest?
That would be so cool.
Anyway, we got off track.
Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Well, to be fair, this story is terrible. So, yawn. Well, I'm heading up. Coming, Link? I asked him tiredly. Oh my god.
She said yawn.
Yeah, she did. And like, if you're gonna make it like it was something that you did, put it in asterisks. I mean, it's easy.
Asterisks, not brackets, hyphens. Put hyphens on either side.
Hyphens, asterisks, something. Just denote it.
Okay.
Yes, my love. I need to clean up as well, he said as he ascended the stairs behind me.
He has ascended. Oh, boy.
Ascension. He comes.
No, we haven't read the Cthulhu fanfic yet.
Ugh, are we gonna have to do that? I'm
We're
kind
gonna
of
do
looking
that
forward
at
to that,
some
but I'm
point.
also dreading it.
We have to do that at some point.
Okay, we're
We
gonna
brought
be
it
doing
up,
that
yeah.
Harry Potter one next, right?
Yeah,
Like
we're
the
doing
good
the
one
Harry-
that's just
We're doing 30 H's after this.
Another Harry
okay.
Potter one? Alright.
A better Harry Potter one.
As I prepared our bath, Link was busy removing the tattered clothes from his body. While I watched the water swell up in the tub from the heat, I also began to become in heat.
God damn it.
No.
I
Not
began
enough
to
with
think
the
of what
theory as
Link
to what this
said.
person is.
The notion that I might have powers over the elements frightened me, since I had no idea if I would even be able to control such power.
You see
Even
me
though I've
control it
changed
pretty
yourself,
it's a
fucking well
solution.
earlier.
Everything's fine right now, too.
You see me control it pretty fucking
I
well
just
earlier.
hope
I don't
that-
see what the problem is. At
Ow.
least it's not making you sick this time.
Yeah,
Yet.
it's too late to be sick. I just hope that if I had such power, that I would be able to take control of it and rule over all of Hyrule. I mean, what?
The one true
Well, you know,
God
it was nice
Empress.
until the Fire Nation attacked.
It was nice until Jenna Silverblade attacked. When the water was ready, I removed...
Jenna is the new Ganondorf. Link has to kill her.
Yes,
I was just
please.
waiting for her to take off her skin mask and it's Ganondorf.
Ganondorf
That was the power of the elements.
Ganondorf was disguising himself as a tiger woman this entire time. We're really confused as to how the fuck that happened.
We're confused, period.
And I still think Link's not riding any horses, he's riding a cat.
Anyway.
So let's see. The official canon of this story now is that Link is riding a giant version of the cat from
Starkit prophecy.
Starkit prophecies.
Yeah, he's writing Starkit.
And Jenna is in fact a Jinko from the Monster Girl Encyclopedia.
Who's actually Ganondorf in disguise.
And Link is going to have to kill her eventually, please.
Gonna have to show her a whole new kind of impalement.
Vlad the Impaler style.
Oh, God. When the water was ready, I removed my tattered and torn dress. Why were you fighting in a dress?
It was a combat skirt, man.
There's a difference between a combat skirt and and there's a difference between a skirt and a dress, period.
Yeah, I know.
It's a combat dress.
It was a Ruby reference.
Yes, I know it was a Ruby reference, but it still aggravates me.
Yeah, I'm
and
just
call for Lynx to join me.
Ugh.
Not called, call. Slipping down into the water, I was in. It was a relief to finally remove the dust and dirt from my body, despite the fact that you came up from the bottom of a lake. That shit should have already been washed off.
She probably forgot. I mean, she's forgotten continuity.
Yeah, I slipped over into Link. Whoops. I slipped over to Link and into his muscular arms. But they weren't as muscular as my back from all that archery. I huddled against him as he took the wash rag and began to clean my wounds and scrub away the dried blood. As I laid there inside Link's strong arms, I felt secure, but protected. Even in light of what befell us that day, I was glad that I went with him. Who knows what might have happened if I didn't? Yeah, he might have defeated Dark Link again. He could have still been prisoner to his evil counterpart. Even though everything that happened still haunted me. It haunted my dreams. And that night was the first night when sleep evaded me. That fucking tricky bastard. Get fucking back here.
Morning came and the morning sun washed through the window and into the room.
I opened
my sleepless eyes and stared out of bed. I walked over to the crib where our son laid. His sweet little face was so innocent as he slept peacefully in his crib with his fairy Arya snuggled next to him.
Fairy was dead.
Stop!
The fairy was dead. The baby crushed it in his sleep.
Good. That'd be the best thing that's happened in this story.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
I reached in and gently brushed my fingers across his soft cheek, smiling to myself as I watched him sleep. He would die painlessly. I love you, my son. I don't know what would have happened to you if you lost us. Probably it would have been better had been what's going to happen to him growing up in the freaking...
Playing this series, Zelda probably would have raised him and he would have ended up getting a fucking Russian accent out of it.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
That sounds better.
Keep in mind his name is Link Jr. People are going to have to call him LJ.
LJ. Hey, yo, what up, LJ? How are you?
A single tear trickled down my face because women are weak.
Apparently.
Don't worry, my son. The face of death isn't going to keep us away from you, I said as I gently placed a little kiss on his forehead.
I highly doubt that movie would keep anyone from anything. The faces of death is not going to keep anyone from anything.
Okay, read.
Rising, I walked over to the other side of the bed where Link was sleeping and knelt down beside him and grabbed his stick. Taking my hand and putting it on his chin, I gently brushed the fine blonde hair off of his out of his eyes, and placed my lips close to his. Softly, I kissed his firm lips. Tasting the honey still on them from the tea he drank the night before. What the fuck? No!
It wouldn't have lasted that long unless you...
You would just be tasting drool. All you'd be tasting is drool.
Tea-flavored drool from the night before.
Oh.
Then a glint caught my eyes as he opened his beautiful jeweled eyes.
Also, apparently,
my eyes are jewels! He screamed.
He's a sable eye. Link is a sable eye.
No, please no.
Hi. I said to him softly. Hi! He whispered back. We should head over to the Oh, no, that's her. We should head over to the castle soon, I said, kissing him again.
Stirring out of bed, Link
Hey.
yawned, then got up and went to dress his bandages while I went to check on Rudo and prepare breakfast.
You know, technically, like, you should get someone else to dress your bandages. It just works better that way. Just saying.
Usually, yeah. Descending the stairs, I saw Rudo's sleeping form on the floor for the...
Half the baby was in her mouth. Because, you know, fish eat babies.
That's racist.
I'm sorry, am I being racist to Zora Magdaros?
Yes.
My
Yes, you are
apologies.
being racist to the giant mountain dragon.
Whoops, my bad.
Where's my Dragonator? Glancing around the room, I noticed Lily and Navi sleeping on the mantle of the fireplace in flames. Softly, I called out to her. Sorry, I gave myself that mental image, and that was hilarious.
Just,
Little twin
oh
balls
God, no! As they're on fire.
Hey, listen, I'm on fire.
Hey, listen, I'm on fire! Get us fire extinguisher and water, get something!
Lily, Navi, wake up. Stirring, Lily looked over at me despite the fact that she didn't have a face. Then, sleepily, she got up and flew over. What's wrong, Jenna? She said as she muffled a yawn. Nothing. I just wanted to know how Rudo was doing. Did she sleep well last night, on the floor, despite being royalty? I questioned,
Yeah,
concern
seriously.
filling my eyes.
She did just fine. The only thing she asked for in the middle of the night was she needed some water to wet her body, since she has remained too long out of the water.
Is she okay now? I questioned Lily. Oh, God.
Uh,
Okay, that's
just then, Rudo stirred awake as she sat up, her blue eyes watching us. How do we
mostly
make her
because she
sound?
mostly because she heard Lily.
Yeah. How do we make her sound?
I think it was just a normal voice.
Okay. Morning. How do you feel, Jenna? Ruda questioned as she muffled a yawn. Still a little sore, but I didn't sleep well. That day is still haunting me because it just
Somehow.
happened yesterday. I mean, I get it, but
Again,
still.
it was dark, Link. I failed to see what's so terrifying.
Ugh, my face faltered as I felt the effects of that day coming back again. Stop saying that day! Rising and
Wanna know
walking
what
over to me, Rudo put a hand on my shoulder as she sought to give me comfort. I think it would be wise if you and Link head to the castle soon. Oh
Is
my!
everyone saying that?
Oh my freaking God! Stop repeating yourself. Like if you're trying to make it longer, that's not a good tactic. Trust me, I know.
Want to know what haunts? You want to know what haunts Tom? Chirpy.
Many things. But go on. I'd like to hear your opinion on this.
No, I was just giving an example of something that will haunt you for the rest of your life now.
What? Yeah, probably.
Chirpy.
Oh my God! No, stop. Let's see. Where was I?
The Zora Magdaros returned with a worried glance.
The Zora Magdaros returned with a worried glance. Maybe you're right. Grammar. But what about you? Aren't you still weak? A look of concern crossed my face as I eyed her over. Don't worry about me, Jenna. I can manage. Because I'm not weak like you. You and Link have already done enough. Nodding, I hugged the gentle Zora Magdaros. I mean, I'd hug the Zora Magdaros plushie because that thing's adorable. But
Oh yes, it is. I'd also hug that one drawing Muhut did, but that's another story.
yeah, you could probably manifest yourself that size too. Anyway, thank you, Rudo, I said happily as she smiled back. After breakfast, Link and I saddled the horses and headed for the castle. With one last look back, I waved to Rudo as she disappeared into the tunnel leading back to Zora's domain. Zora Magdaros' domain. I think we should get going, Link. I think we should get going, Link stated as he glanced over at me. Stop repeating yourself! I secured Link Jr. in his portable carrier because, of course, we're taking him with us.
I'm
Then
just
Booted
imagining this being tied to the saddle and literally just dragging behind the horse. Like
just
it
like
has
in
like a little
wheels or like a sled.
It has a sled. It's just like a baby carriage on a sled being dragged by the horse.
You mean by Star Kit?
Don't worry, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
The kid'll be fine.
Then Booted Star in the legs and followed Link. Snow kicked up behind our horse's powerful hooves as they dug into the ground, unearthing it.
Unearthing the
That
snow?
was a poor choice of words.
Unearthing the snow. Not dislodging the snow, unearthing it.
Yeah, because apparently the snow is buried and under everything else.
It's under the
Fuck
ground
this
somehow.
writer, man.
I was more thinking along the lines of like, as the horse is going, every time it hits the ground, the snow just like it like rises up and like hits off the ground and just keeps going.
Sure, let's go with that. Leaving the Lost Woods and entering Hyrule Field, I saw that snow still blanketed most of everything. It should be most everything, and a slight winter chill lingered in the air because
most
I don't know,
everything
maybe it was winter or
I
something.
think most of everything is just the extended version of most everything.
Ugh, yeah, seriously.
Literally, all you're doing is getting upset about like localized dialects right now.
Yeah, it's just I'm just mad at the writer. Period. So I'm being even more nitpicky than usual.
It's one of the stupidest things to ever get nitpicky about.
I know, but this writer is stupid. So
It's like you getting upset because they said darling because they said hun instead of darling, or soda instead of
Hello,
Coke.
my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal.
In fact, the
Well, I
etymology
mean-
of that word means favorite slave. No wonder it's a favorite of the South.
eh.
Oh,
I
my.
I still like Coke better than soda or pop, but that's just me.
I was
Yeah.
talking about the word
Anyway.
darling, not Coke.
I call all soft drinks Cokes. Thank you.
Talking about darling. Darling means favorite slave.
Does it now?
Yes. That
Yeah.
is where the word came from. No wonder it's so popular in the South.
Well,
Explains
So what
a
you're
lot.
saying is that you're my darling.
You're my favorite slave. Wait.
well,
If you let me.
it's like I think dude originally came from the term that was something for like an infected hair in an elephant's rear or something. It was weird, but
Anyway.
okay. I felt my
Felt
body
my body,
heat up
yeah.
as the cold tingled my senses.
Tingly.
Could have written that better. Just saying.
Much better.
Getting nervous, I urged my mare to move faster. I watched as Hyrule Castle started to loom over us. Approaching it, the drawbridge lowered, and we proceeded to cross. Sound of our horses' hooves made a clopping sound as we crossed the wood bridge. Really?
Made a
Really?
sound
Was it
of
really
my little-
necessary to put that into words? Ugh.
The sound of my horse's hooves made a sound of My Little Pony porn.
I
Ha.
just...
Ha. So funny.
I'm
Well, I'm
trying
just
to make this a better story, and sadly, that
It's-
would.
Yeah, no, I don't know if even something as ridiculous as that could save this. I mean...
What if like every time, like every little like hit of the horse's hoof on the ground, just like shot out My Little Pony porn?
Oh, God.
What if every time the horse's hoof hit the ground, there was an earthquake and everyone died?
The end. Story over. All right. See you guys later.
Oh,
Did
God,
what?
he left again.
Did he seriously just leave?
Stop doing that. I don't know how that fucks with the recording.
That was
don't
great,
know.
actually.
I don't
Okay,
know how that fucks with the recording.
okay, Zane, it's
Your
your
turn.
line, I believe.
Should we check if it's still recording or are we
It's
good?
still recording. I just don't know how that fucks with your audio tract.
Whatever. It's gonna have some humorous impact because this. Let's be honest, this is freaking terrible.
Just keep going.
Upon entering the marketplace, I heard it bustling with activity as people went about their daily what?
Daily
Wares.
wares.
It's
Hello.
getting back to killing me. Sorry, guys. I think my throat's turned to a sickly cough now.
God.
We slowed our horses to a trot to stop the flood of My Little Pony porn coming out of them, and headed for the gates to the castle. The sound of their hooves made a clicking sound on the stone pathway as we went, turning it to
Why
My
are you
Little
saying
Pony
the
porn to
sound of
actual
their hoof?
porn.
Why does she say the sound of their hooves made a blank sound?
A clicking
Because
sound?
just
Well,
it's
she did it the
because
same
she's
way
a
with the
bad
clopping
writer.
sound.
Well, she
It's
was a bad
redundant.
writer at the writing of this story.
Oh god.
When we reached the first gate, even though the first gate was, getting inside the place, I saw my old friend Perino! Hey, was on duty! Hey, hello, my old friend! How are you? I called out to him. Smiling back to me, he spoke. Did he actually have a voice?
I don't know, but the way you're doing it, you might as well give him a stereotypical, like, Italian accent.
But was he a character?
He was mentioned once.
Yeah, I mean, I keep forgetting that there are other characters because it's all about Jenna.
The question is, do we give him a New Yorker Italian accent or an Italian accent?
Well, whoever comes out, that's going to come out. Hello, Mistress Jenna. I've been fine. Do you wish to meet the princess today?
Oh, God.
Nodding in response.
You can't do a stereotypical Italian accent. It's hilarious.
I was going to go with, like, Brooklyn, but okay. Hey, yo, Mistress Jenna, I've been fine.
Capiche?
Hey, yo, Mistress Jenna, I've been fine. Do you wish to see the princess today? Fucking chowdad.
Oh, boy. Nodding in response, he raised the gate and allowed us to pass. Thanks, my friend, I said as we rode past.
I like you. You'll die last.
We went up the small path that led to the main gate. When we reached it, the guards opened it up and then went to summon Princess Zelda. Cause Zelda comes to me, bitch.
I summon Princess Zelda in attack mode.
Instead of Princess Zelda appearing, it's just a giant magical construct middle finger.
She could probably do that with her magic too, which would be hilarious.
Fuck off, Suka. I have better things to do. I need to start making borscht. Upon her arrival, she wore a surprised look.
War.
What brings you here in this terrible cold, my comrade? She questioned. Zelda, you whore. We need to talk.
That was Link, man.
Oh, what?
Zelda, you whore. We need to talk.
Zelda! Princess! We need to talk. It's important. Link said sternly. Her expression changing, she called the stable hands to take our horses to the royal stable. Then led us inside. Then we were taken to the study. Once there, Zelda ordered for the servants to bring refreshments and warm blankets. Comrade, I require blankets and vodka.
Just kidding, we do not have blankets in Russia.
Jenna, what do you want? If you do not make it quick, I shall throw you in gulag. Oh, God. Link and I sat down on a cushioned chair while Zelda sat in a chair across from us. So, tell me what is of such great importance that you two came all the way here in the chilling cold with your little son like morons.
Seriously, why did they bring their son in the cold of all things? Like, I think it would be better if he was left at home with the fairies. Like, seriously.
Not be a blah. Yeah. What's that pronounced? Russian word for idiot. I can't quite remember it. Zelda questioned, worry cracking in her voice. Do you like some borscht, comrade?
Okay, now you're the one who's being racist.
I'm sorry, but Russian Zelda is the greatest thing we've ever done.
Yes, not arguing with that, but like you're really playing up the Russian stereotype. It's hilarious, but it's still kind of racist, man.
It's about Jenna, princess. We had a very disturbing encounter in the water temple yesterday, Link said solemnly. What? Water temple? What were you two doing there? Zelda cried, her eyes wide in shock. It's a long story, you whore. Do you have time? I asked. I have all time in world, Zelda replied, crossing her arms.
Oh boy, my line. Yeah, I get to do Russian Zelda. I'm actually looking forward to that. After we told her about our encounter with Dark Link and about my supposed control over the elements, I watched as Zelda's eyes widen. Pure shock and terror filled into them. This isn't a dialect thing. This is just bad grammar. Anyway, Dark Link, control over the elements. Jenna's body on fire. What the hell? Zelda said in a choked voice. Zelda, my friend, Zelda, you whore. I still don't quite understand it myself. That is why we're here. You being a sage, almost as powerful as Raru. Who's Raru again? We thought you could help, I said. I mean, maybe she's talking about the owl guy, but I'm pretty sure he has a different name.
No, his name is Raru. It's the Sage of Light. Short little beardy guy.
I'm thinking Kipora Gabora is what he was, is his owl form's name.
Short little beardy guy.
Yeah, and I don't know. He's probably my favorite sage. I mean, besides Impa, but anyway. Where was I?
Then my eyes lowered.
Okay. I said, then my eyes lowered, turning towards the fireplace and staring down into the flames. I started feeling like I was burning up inside. I spontaneously combusted.
Hey!
And if I really have such power, I'm afraid I might not be able to control it. I heard Zelda rustle.
Rustle for Jimmy's?
I then rise and walk over to me. Gently, she placed a hand on my shoulder, and I looked up at her, her blue eyes glowing with concern. Don't worry, my friend. We will find out if such power runs through your veins, and if you do, then I will help you master control over it. Smiling, she looked into my eyes, and a wash of calm ran through me. I looked back over at Link, and establishing a connection between us, I began to talk to him telepathically.
It's kind of rude
That's how
to
you're
have
supposed to say
mind
it.
conversations in front of someone else.
Yeah, like seriously, include them if that's what you're gonna do. Like,
Fucking rude.
oh wait, you can't because Zelda didn't participate in that stupid ritual.
That stupid, obsessive, clingy fucking ritual that was unhealthy as shit.
Yeah,
And
you
involved
drank
drinking
piss.
tea.
Yeah.
Water sports.
Don't worry,
What's more traumatizing, water sports or chirpy?
Yeah, probably chirpy in all honesty.
Okay. Chirpy. Zane!
Anyways.
What?
Don't worry, my sweet love Zelda. Shit, are we connected right now? I mean, Zelda knows what she's doing. I have full confidence in her abilities, Link said. He said it out loud, his voice floating through my mind.
True.
I believe... Oh, wait, no, that's her, I bet. I believe you, my love. She has always had great abilities. Except for, getting you to marry her. Dumb bitch. I just hope this isn't too much for her. Cause she's a whore. I called back to him.
Why are you so good at the Yandere voice? Like, seriously.
Wouldn't want to burden the princess.
Maybe I just know how to Yandere. I don't know.
Maybe
I actually am just crazy.
I would just want to listen
possible.
to Smoke and Mirrors again. Andre's song that little Janny Cakes did. Continue.
Alright. Just trust in her, my wife, because that's all you're going to be delegated to from now on. She knows what she's doing, Link responded. I love you, Link. I cooed softly in his mind. I love you too, my sweetheart! I felt Link's presence fill into me.
Oh.
He practically came in my mind.
Oh, God.
As he warmed my body, warmed my soul, and at that point, I was in peace.
What?
Don't
mind fuck.
Don't worry, my love. I will always be there for you. Saying a few more words that weren't important, I guess. We broke our special connection. Ooh. And rejoined the speaking world. Damn, that's like some high and mighty. Filthy speaking peasants.
We rejoined the speaking world.
Fucking talking normies.
It's all about
Yeah,
that
all
mental
the cool
connection.
kids are talking telepathically.
If they break their bonds, do you think their telepathic bond breaks too?
I hope so.
I hope. All right. Zelda, Link, and I wrapped ourselves in our cloaks, called Impa to care for little Link.
Oh my gosh. Just
Toon
mean
Link, what are
LJ?
you doing? And then
couldn't
headed.
have been more.
It's a stupid name. We already went over this.
I know, but it's
Then
still
headed-
annoying me.
Then headed into the Garden Palace. We walked through the ankle-deep snow and sat down on the marble benches. Whoops.
I thought it said branches too. Don't worry.
Link sat next to me, and Zelda across from me, the whore. I wrapped my cloak tighter around my body, keeping out the chill. Then I directed my attention to Zelda, the whore.
First off, we need to establish a connection between you and the power. Zelda.
You're going
that
to
whore
have to
finally
drink
said.
your piss.
That's for the water element. We're doing the fire one first.
You need to eat hot coal.
You need to walk on hot coals, not so
No.
you establish Link, but just so you become in pain. It would be
No,
hilarious.
Not walk on, eat. She has to eat a hot coal.
Yeah, you're right. That'd be a better punishment.
Zelda just
Let's work
takes out a
with
pair of Zelda just takes out a pair of tongs, picks up a hot coal, and stuffs it in Jenna's mouth.
Oh my god!
Yes.
We start now, comrade.
Let's work with fire element first. I want you to focus, clear mind of all thoughts, and concentrate on a single flame. I don't know if that's going to be possible, Zelda. It seems Jenna is overly attached to Link, and he's the only thing she thinks about.
As soon as she tries to
one
clear
track
her
mind.
mind, it's just Link dick.
Yeah, true.
Talk about
Just
that
imagine
Link
a
cable.
Link dick, but it's on fire.
She said calmly. I closed my eyes and slowly my mind cleared of all thoughts except for Link's glorious dick. I felt the void open up around me, sending me into a darkness. I floated around in the blackness, searching for the flame. I watched, waited, then suddenly I saw a glow as a small flame begun to rise. Do you see it? Zelda inquired. Yes, I do. I responded as I watched the flame in my mind slowly start to dance.
How can Zane do a Russian accent?
Now concentrate on it. Make it a part of you while I shove this hot coal in your mouth. Zelda stated again. I stared at the flame. Focused on it.
Oh God.
Tried to make it a part of me. Like Link's dick. Damn it. The flame just disappears and it's replaced with a huge dick.
Oh God damn it. Not again.
This happens every time.
They've been doing this for like 3 days.
Zelda's just like done with this shit already. Like she's actually considering the hot coal plan.
Yeah. Stop thinking about dick. For 5 seconds.
Then I reached out for it. The dick, that is.
Oh,
Tried
God.
to touch it. The fire. Fuck. Just giant dick everywhere again. When my hand grazed over it, I felt a burning sensation and jerked my hand back. Ouch! Damn it! I cried as the flame flickered out and the void shattered. What happened? Zelda asked, watching me cradle my hand.
I just imagine her asking it sarcastically. What happened?
What happened?
Did you lose focus? Yes, you lost focus because you are idiot.
I have no idea what could have happened.
It burnt me when I tried to touch it, I returned angrily, cradling my throbbing hand. Oh wow, you touched fire and it burned you. Amazing! You physically felt something, but you didn't concentrate on it enough to control it. Let's try it again, this time with gloves.
This time with more fire. I cleared my mind of all thoughts, and the void opened up around me once more. Again, I tried to concentrate on the flame that rose up in my mind. focusing on making it a part of me. This time, I felt its warmth against my skin as it flickered wildly in front of me. Like a flame. Once more, I reached for it as I slowly lowered my hands beneath it and taking it gently into my hands.
Repetition.
The fuck? I felt its heat on my palms as I slowly took hold of it. Then I brought it close to me, peered into its reddish glow, saw my own reflection dancing among it. As I held the warm flame in my hands, it danced wildly across my fingers as it became part of me, a part of my very being.
Okay, this might just be me, or it might be the fact that I watched Chirpy, but is anyone else getting kind of a sexual vibe from this? Like, seriously. I mean, like, it might have just been our talk about Link's dick, but like, seriously. Just think about it. I mean, and it would also fit in with Jenna's character, because I mean, that's one of the things that has actually been consistent through this story is the consistency of Jenna. And I talk about not doing repetition, yet I do it all the time. I'm kind of a hypocrite, I guess.
She is a terribly written character, but a consistent one, and one of the things that is consistent about her is the fact that she is always fuck hungry.
Yeah, true.
So yes, it is possible that this does have a sexual bent.
From her vagina.
Yeah.
What was spawned from her vagina?
Wait, what?
I said I'm just surprised the fire didn't spawn from her vagina or something.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Maybe
I'm
that's
surprised
why she was thinking about dick so much. Zelda was just like, think of flaming dick. And then just fire came out of her vagina.
No. It spawned from an image of Link's dick.
She's in heat, literally.
Now concentrate on it. Make it a part of you, Zelda stated again. I stared at the flame, focused on it, tried to make it a part of me. Then I reached out for it, tried to touch it.
I think you
Is this
skipped
literally
a part.
copy-pasted?
You skipped a part. You skipped the... I mean, no, you didn't skip. You went backwards. You went backwards 2 paragraphs.
Okay, yes, I did. All right, no, that was my fault.
Then I heard a voice call out to me.
Oof.
Yeah, there we go. Then I heard a voice call out to me. Whose voice is it, though? I can't tell.
I don't know.
I'll make it Zelda's because that's my favorite one to do. Jenna, look. I opened my eyes and saw an amazing sight. There on my fingertips were 2 flames dancing across them. My eyes grew big as I looked from Zelda to Link, who were just as wide-eyed as me. Oh, my goddesses. I did it. I really did it, and it only took me 2 seconds, because I'm the main character. I cried as a tear ran down my cheek. Oh, cool. She's working on the water element now. Cool.
Sweet. At least it's water from there.
Lynn, it's true. You really do have elemental powers, because of course you do. Zelda returned shocked.
Russian Zelda being done with this shit.
Just like me. I looked at her, then to my hands. I watched as the flames danced across my fingertips, its glow reflecting off the palms of my hands. Then I played with it, moving my fingers around as the flames danced from one finger to another. I mean, if I could control fire, I would probably be doing the same thing. So I can kind of give her
I'd probably
props for
try
that.
to light something on fire.
Well, I'd do that shortly afterwards. But I'd like mess with it and see, like toss it from hand to hand, like tossing a baseball back and forth, just because it'd be fun.
Impa, bring Link Jr. We need to test the fire.
Cooked baby is very good delicacy, and Great Deku Tree still requires sacrifice of firstborn.
It makes good kindling.
I giggled as the flames moved with my hands and jumped when I flicked the finger. What? That just kind of confused me for a second. Then suddenly the flames flickered out, and a small fire rose in the palms of my hands. Oh, here we go. What happens? Zelda asked, worried. I looked at her slowly graying eyes, then faltered to the small fire in my hand. I just thought of a small fire in my hands, then poof! The flames of my fingertips went out, and this rose up in my hands, because of course it did.
Couldn't have said I thought of like moving it to my palms and this shit happened. You know, you had to explain that it went out despite the fact that you could see that it went out on your finger.
Yeah, you didn't explain anything, you just told what happened. Yeah.
You literally just said what happened. And we didn't see you think that.
Oh, and I thought it couldn't get any worse, but it does.
Jenna, Zelda claps her hands over her mouth. You really do have. Oh, I'm going Jamaican almost. Aren't
Why
I?
are you turning Jamaican?
Jenna!
Hey, ma!
Uh,
You have
I
fire
can't do a
element,
Jamaican
man.
accent.
sorry. Jenna. Zelda claps her hands over her mouth. You really do have control over this. I'm just gonna have to stick with Jamaican Zelda at this rate. Sorry, guys.
It's
Oh,
all right.
and
Everything's better down where it's wetter under the sea.
Under the sea. I mean, I guess I could, but it'd probably devolve into Russian because without. It's like I tried a Cockney
Why
accent
are
once.
those
And
accents weirdly? Why are those accents weirdly similar?
Russian and Jamaican?
Yes,
they're. I don't think they are. I think we're just.
We're just fucking
one of
stupid.
those. There are those accents that for some reason, like you can easily switch from one to the other.
I don't know. Let's continue reading because I want to be done with this crap.
All right.
The power really was inside you all.
Did-
The power that's inside Pokemon.
No, just no. No.
It's you.
No, through this story, like
Knows
seriously.
the destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon.
Anime.
I guess the power was inside of us all along. It just took something drastic to happen in your life for it to activate.
You know, like a near
I s-
rape.
This is just bullshit.
I stared at her, wide-eyed, realizing if I ever wanted my kids to develop their powers, I was going to have to nearly kill them. Unable to move. Alright. Anyways. It got really quiet. I panicked.
No, recording didn't stop. I'm just
No.
done with this story. This is retarded.
Tom, if we want to finish this week, you need to get your head in the game.
I know.
Get your head in the
That's why I'm
game.
focusing and trying to keep the commentary to a minimum.
Oof. You mean I was born with this ability? I said, my voice raspy from shock. It's a possibility. Or maybe something happened to you during life where you acquired it from somewhere. Do you have any recollection of anything strange that happened to you before your... I'm actually about to barf again.
Oh, God.
Encounter the water temple? Zelda asked. I thought for a moment. Tried to remember if I ever had anything really strange happen to me before my encounter with Dark Link. Well, I mean, I drank Link's piss.
Well, I'm a merchant and I know how to use chakrams for some reason.
Despite the fact that archery training would probably be more useful. Which
Oh,
is something
she
I
has
have.
That. She has that too. Ugh.
Maybe
But
she
the
just
only
throws her chakrams.
But the only thing oh yeah, her back muscles probably would help with that. But the only thing I remembered where something drastic ever happened to me was when my parents died. Nothing has
She's
happened.
Batman!
I am the knight. Nothing has happened that I remember. Only thing is when my parents died when I was a little girl. I returned solemnly. Do you think your parents ever had special abilities? Zelda questioned. Well, I remember when we would have dry spells on the farm where I'm from, my mother would sing to the sky and it would rain.
Great, so she believes in the rain dance.
Well, that's
You know,
a real thing. Just so
You'd
you know.
think you would have remembered that.
Just
I also remember my father was also always good with the earth. Our farm was always was prosperous. The crops my father grew were always the best in the village. I looked back down at the small fire in my hands as its gentle warmth warmed the chill for my body.
Okay, and now we're getting to the quote-unquote well-thought-out backstory of this. Jinna, there is no other explanation. Your parents must have had some elemental powers, and it transferred to you. But both of them seem to only have one power. Your mother was with the power of water, and your father was with the power of earth. But one thing still has me baffled. How did you come to possess the power of wind and fire? Zelda asked in amazement.
Because she's
she's
the
missing his
goddamn
heart.
Avatar.
All she's missing is heart, and she'll be able to summon He-Man by herself. I mean, not He-Man. Captain Planet, what the
By
fuck?
the power of Grayskull!
And I
She just
said,
spawns He-Man out of nowhere.
and I said, hey, 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 hey.
No, that's what happens when
hey,
only one
hey.
person has all 5 rings. You summon He-Man instead of Captain Planet.
What's going
Listen.
on?
Listen, I am not nice, I am not kind, and I do not want anything to do with this.
Oh boy. I watched
Skeletor is one of my favorite cartoon characters ever created.
The most powerful Smurf.
Yes.
I watched the puzzled looks that appeared on Zelda's and Link's faces, but for some reason not mine because I'm just too cool. Never had to encounter someone in Hyrule with control over the elements. Stories of Hylians possessing elemental powers only existed in the dark ages of Hyrule.
Sid's fucking Link.
Most thought that the people who possess such powers were thought to have died out hundreds of years ago. Stories foretold.
Foretold.
Story foretold, not foretold, foretold. That if one who possesses power over the elements should ever show up on Hyrule, then the land will be truly blessed.
And Captain Planet would be
That
summoned.
Avatar.
That doesn't sound like a story from the Dark Ages. That sounds like something from the Lost Golden Ages.
Sounds like every Saturday morning cartoon ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Protected by
Your
one of the
powers
powers of
combined.
the,
I am Captain Planet. I almost said He-Man again.
but might somehow return. Would it be the one? Would I be the one to protect Hyrule from such darkness? Okay. So
No.
I'm like thinking of the Avatar opening, and it's like water, earth,
Earth,
fire,
fire,
air. But like for water and earth, that's her parents. But water has to sing to get the rain to start, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just
God.
picturing her just being really tone deaf and screaming. So it's like water. Ah!
Just screaming
I
at the
bless
sky.
the rains down in Africa.
That's great.
Summon the rain. She has to sing Africa by Toto.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think anyone has to sing Africa by Toto to do a rain dance. Just saying.
Yes.
I mean, anyone who's not a Native American and knows the traditional rain dance.
I bless the rains down in Africa.
Speaking of which, it looks like it might rain here where I am, so I'm looking forward to that.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm a little scared to click on this.
God. Oh my God, no. Not more trumpet boy. Okay,
How did
we
that
need
become- How did
we
that
need to
become a-
continue.
Yes, we do. Continue, please. I want to finish this today.
Whose turn
Or-
is it?
This
Yours.
episode, maybe. I don't know.
Yours. It's your turn.
I thought I just finished, right?
Did you
No.
say with the thought that Ganon might somehow return?
No.
Wait, what?
What?
Okay.
Read.
Okay.
Oh
Who
yeah,
was the
yeah,
one
I
that-
did read it. What?
You did
Who read
read
the
the
last
Ganon part. You did read the Ganon part.
Yeah, he did. I remember now. So it's your turn, Llytic.
All right. I looked at Link and Zelda, who were staring at me with blank stares. Okay, Zelda's. Oh, Link's line. I believe that when she was born, the powers of earth and water transferred from her parents, but she must have been born with her own set of powers. That would explain her
course.
power over fire and wind.
Because that's the only explanation.
The all-for-one quirk is more logical than this, and that requires you to eat hair.
You should read a little more into it. It's actually very in-depth.
Detroit Smash! Link added his calm stare upon him. What?
What?
Link added his calm stare upon my face.
Hey.
They're like face to face touching right now.
He ripped off his own face and put it on her like a mask.
Oh, talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the movie, not the actual happenings.
Link is malfunctioning.
Link.exe stopped working.
Rip. Zelda just looked from me to him, mostly because of the fact that Link Yeah, Zelda looked from me to him, mostly because of the fact that Link just ripped off her face. Ripped off his
believe
face.
this man saved Hyrule.
The fuck is happening, comrade?
I thought we were eating baby. What is happening now?
William turned this just horrifying. Her face expressionless, mostly due out of confusion.
Then her gaze landed on the small fire in my hands. Is this Zelda's who's saying? Yeah, yes it is. Jinna, there are stories that once in the dark ages of Hyrule, there were Hylians that once possessed powers over the elements, but it was believed that they all died out in the time of the Great War of the Lands. This devastating war befell Hyrule hundreds of years ago, killing half of Hyrule's population. It was bad time.
It was worse than when Father instituted Gulag.
But it was believed that it was the 11 Silver Lights, or elemental users, that were the ones who saved Hyrule and ended the Great War. The stories also state that if a Silver Light should ever return to Hyrule land, we would be prepared because of wood. So are we
breaking?
So are we eating baby or no?
Your audio went so mechanical.
Life shall be blessed when we eat baby.
Zelda's gaze fell on me, her expression warm yet serious. I'm not too sure if you could be a descendant of Silver Lights, but one thing is sure, we should eat baby. You are an elemental user, Zelda said, her eyes reflecting the glow of the fire still burning in my hands. Okay, you see, it's lines like that that make me just dislike the story, because that was a good line. Ugh.
I don't know where we went from like just lighting a baby on fire to eating it. Jesus Christ.
It wasn't even like eating the baby first. It was just hot coal. Then it went to babies.
I made a joke about sacrificing the baby to the fire, and you immediately said that we're eating it.
Well, I mean, I think it was eating the coal kind of mixed with the idea of lighting the baby on fire. That just kind of, they mixed in my mind saying that we should eat a baby. Because, I mean, you guys probably know me. My head is not in a good place, and I can't even follow my own thought process sometimes.
Especially not after
We also
chirping.
mentioned the Great Deku Tree still has to eat the baby.
Yeah, why would they eat the baby when they need to sacrifice it to the Great Deku Tree? He just wants it charred grilled first.
Great Deku Tree wants to eat it first. We will eat baby first, gain power, and overthrow Great Deku Tree's stranglehold on world.
I think we should continue
Now I'm getting Legend of Zelda fanfiction ideas.
We're gonna end up just seeing a fan fiction that pops up in which a Russian Zelda eats a baby, and it is going to be the fucking weirdest thing we've ever read.
Heck, I'll take up the challenge and write it because, well, I need to exercise like something to keep me sane. Reading through these stupid stories that you have us doing.
Saying it's your turn.
I think we should continue the training of your powers, Jenna, so that when we eat a baby, we can overthrow Great Deku Tree. We need to make sure you can fully control your elements for the battle. I nodded in agreement, but one thought flashed into my mind. Does that mean I get to have a second baby with Link?
God. Well, it's funny you mention that.
Why?
It's just keep going.
What happened?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Zelda, my friend, I have one question. I just thought of something. You said that my parents transferred their powers to me when I was conceived. But what about our son? Do you think it's possible that Link Jr. might have acquired powers as well? Yes! That is why we are eating him! He said as Link looked at me with shock. I never thought of that. Yes, it might just be possible, but he may still be too young to tell. Try raping him like that one Darkling did. Even though if that is possible, the thought of Silverlight still existing is one of the greatest things to happen in Hyrule.
A thing that never existed in like Legend of Zelda canon.
Then Zelda gaze shifted to Link. You truly have a very special wife, Link.
Oh
She's a
my
bitch.
god.
Possible descendant of the great Silverlights, Zelda said happily as she
like,
started to rip the
okay.
baby's arm off.
It's like it goes from like just being a little bit interesting and then back to, oh, it's just important because you're Link's wife.
I watched as Link's gaze shifted to me. His powerful arms embraced me as his gentle lips kissed mine. For a moment, I was in another world, and Link's gentle kiss warmed my soul. As Link's gentle kiss warmed my soul. And I knew at that moment that even if I was one of the Silverlights, Link would always be with me, always be at my side.
Ugh.
What does that have to do with anything?
I looked into Link's eyes one last time, then looked back to Zelda. The fire danced in my head as if it was alive,
Hands.
causing her expression
Hand,
to change.
not head.
Hand as if it were alive, causing her expression to change into a happy one. I giggled as I did tricks with my newfound power. I was now more than I had become. I became... What? I became something different. Someone of great power and of legend.
I said as I ate my baby's head. Oh boy. It was later determined that I was a descendant of the great Silver Light race. My powers were of the great elements. I was trained under Zelda, and I became someone of great power. Now I'm one of Hyrule's most powerful protectors, but that will change soon. Here to help the hero of time, my love, to protect the land from evil, only if he has sex with me. Under the training of the sages, I became one of the sacred realm, the chosen by the goddesses to protect the legendary Triforce.
That's Link.
Right. We're gonna fit in this one chapter, and then we'll do the last two in the next session.
Okay. I'll try to keep my commentary to a minimum, and I just because. Anyway.
A year has passed since I discovered that I was descended of the Silver Light race.
Holy shit, a year?
Time skip!
Oh.
I became appointed under the goddesses to protect the legendary Triforce along with the hero of time. And became one of the most powerful in all of Hyrule. All would bow before me. Though life resumed between Link and I. Our son was now a year and a half old. He was now walking and was learning to speak certain words. Mostly ancient words of a dead language that would bring about the end. Epona gave birth
wholesome reality for some reason.
Epona gave birth to her colt just 2 weeks after the water temple incident, somehow.
That's freaking...
And is now pregnant again. Because Epona's useless, apparently. The beautiful colt she gave birth to is female with a brown body. Wait, what? Excuse me? She gave birth to a female colt. Colts are male.
Hermaphrodite horses.
God. That might be semi-interesting.
I thought colts was just kind of ambiguous.
Last I checked, colt was a young male horse. So, yeah.
A young, uncastrated male horse, in particular one less than 4 years old.
White mane and tail with a black muscle, shellfish, and black patches around her hooves. The youngling is now a year old.
Did she really just say youngling? This isn't Star Wars, you're not Yoda. Stop it.
If only Hayden Christensen would kill everyone here with a lightsaber. That was the only tolerable part about that entire trilogy, was the fact that a whole bunch of terrible child actors were murdered. Link had prospered in the military, despite him never actually being part of the military until I started telling the story. He is now fleet general of the king's entire army.
Of course, because why the fuck not?
Link was promoted after he stopped an assassination attempt on the king's life 6 months ago. Not that that was important. Nope, that's just a fucking footnote.
Yeah, because Jenna's the only thing that matters here.
Lily and Navi have been keeping us protected, despite the fact that they're fairies. Over the last year, they helped keep our livestock safe from the wolf foes, despite the fact that they're fairies that still roam the Lost Woods. Our farm was prospering. The crops were producing fine vegetables that year. And our fruit trees were producing unusual sized fruit. Weirdly small. I've never seen an apple the size of a cherry before. And I'm now 4 months pregnant.
What? Cool.
At least she didn't
That's
tell
great.
us about the
Good for
conception.
you.
At least
Our
she
life
didn't tell
together
us-
was nothing like ever before. The love Link and I shared bonded even deeper over the last year, because of course it did. We had been married for almost 2 years now. Our second anniversary was in just a few days. I had been planning for days to have a very special anniversary this year. So I had gone to Kantara City to get Link a very special gift. I had saved my rupees for the entire year, and I managed to get him a gold-hilted dagger encrusted with jewels and a gold dragon pendant.
Thanks, honey. These are useless.
Yeah, they are. I was going to make this year one to remember.
Fucking
Because, the Master Sword's not important.
deep anal.
All I heard was beep and anal, so when?
Deep anal. Deep anal.
Alright. Oh,
It'll be a
wait,
night
the
to
daggers
remember.
for sacrificing their kid. He's finally becoming of age. That's perfect for the Deku tree.
You
Let's
need
get
to let
started.
it marinate a bit.
Mm-hmm. The day had arrived. The day of our anniversary. I nearly had spent the entire day preparing for the most romantic. Sorry, I had to take a breath there. Evening ever. I had still to take Link Jr. Okay, that threw me off. Area. Who's Area?
Aria, I think, is Link Jr.'s fairy.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
our
fuck you.
fairies to stay with her and Impa at the castle for the night, so Link and I could be alone. While I prepared dinner, I got into a sexy red dress and I got all the extras we would need to have a memorial night.
Oh, sweet, she got out
Then
the
I-
Moby
oh.
Huge. This is going
Then I-
right up your ass, honey.
Then I lit all the
Make sure
candles
you
around
don't
the
clench,
room
Link.
and put out the oil lamps to create a romantic setting.
You gotta add extra
After-
oil for lube.
After I finished preparing dinner, I lit all the candles on the table, put the food out, and waited for Link. I sat the, Moby Dick dildo in his chair.
Make sure
Better
not to
yet-
clinch, sweetie. About 10 minutes later, I heard a horse coming up to the stable. I removed my apron and rushed to the kitchen to greet my hero home. Oh, great, my hero home. Whoops. As Link entered the door, his eyes widened when he saw the Moby Huge. Oh my goddesses! That's going up my ass, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Say it out there. You know what? Anyone out there who's in a relation, do whatever the fuck you want in bed, so long as it's consensual. Just
And
do whatever
just
the fuck you want.
try not to hurt each other too much unless you're into that sort of stuff.
I've known people that were into bloodletting.
If that's the case, y'all probably need help, but that's just my opinion.
You look sexy tonight, my love, he whispered into my ear as he pulled me into his arms, kissing me forcefully.
Oh.
Then we drew apart, and I looked into his sexy, jeweled eyes, because he is in fact a Sableye.
Sableye learned transform!
Oh shit.
All right. Yep. Wait. I love you, my sweet love. How I missed you today. And I as well, Link said as he handed me a bouquet of roses. Then he pulled me inside, closing the door. Then when he scanned the room, he was in shock. Wow, my love, that's a lot of lube. This all looks great, Link said as his eyes sparkled under the candlelight. Happy anniversary, my love, I said as I handed him the gift. Thank you, sweetheart, he returned as he put the gift down on the table. When he went, then he went into the pouch. What?
It's a bag
He
of
had
holding.
on his belt and took out a gold box. Happy anniversary too, my goddess, Link said softly as he handed the gold-wrapped box to me. I took it and opened it to reveal a gold necklace with a gold Triforce pendant encrusted with diamonds and matching earrings.
Well, Diamond's our girl's best friend, so.
Triforces? Triforces. Really? Oh my goddesses. I just love it.
That sounded scary.
I cried as tears welled up in my eyes. Then Link took the necklace and put it around my neck, garroting me. It looks beautiful on you, Link said as he started kissing my slender neck.
No.
As he bit down gently on my neck, I turned my head to face him as he stroked as I stroked the back of his neck. Whoops.
Just, I thought we were done with this. Whatever. Let's keep going. Link, you should go open your gift, I whispered softly into his pointed ear. Link moved his head down and started kissing my shoulder. You're right, my love.
My weird tiger ears.
You're right, my love. I'm going to open it now. He walked back over to the table and took the box into his hand, then pulled the ribbon off and opened it. Oh. Holy crap! Oh my goddesses, I love you, he said as he held the gold dagger encrusted with jewels in his hands.
He said, holy crap!
Yep.
He said, holy crap! Yep. Oh my god, what the shit?
Exactly. Okay. Golden and he said as he held the gold dagger encrusted with jewels in his hands. Taking the dagger, he swished it in the air a few times before putting it into the sheath, which should have provided for him. It's all right. Then I walked.
Thanks.
Then I walked into his arms again and looked into his rippling blue eyes.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know.
Is it so steamy in there that his eyes are doing like that whole thing you see out on a hot day to where everything's just rippling?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
It's too steamy.
Freaking. Did you see what else was in the box? I said softly as I put my hands against his muscular chest. There's more? Link said with surprise. Look under the tissue, my love. Rustling the tissue aside, his eyes widened with shock as he held the gold dragon pendant in his broad hand. You're the greatest, my dear wife, Link said as he grabbed me and pulled me into his arms once again.
I guess it could always be worse. It could be a newsletter from the Church of Asmodeus.
Yeah.
Christ, never open a letter from them.
Slowly he lowered his head down again. His breath tickled my skin as he gently nibbled on my cheek, causing ripples of pleasure to run down my spine.
Neck! Nibbled on her neck, not her cheek.
Whoops. My bad. Whoops.
A completely different image.
I reached up and ran my hands down his cheek as... There's the cheek. Hey! As small amounts of pleasure escaped past my lips.
You are easier than an art college.
Then I felt his lips move slowly up my neck, then to my mouth as he kissed me forcefully, his tongue slipping past my lips. As out tongues entwined, I felt his hands tickling up my sides as he started sliding down the straps of my dress. My body started quivering under his gentle touch as he slid the top of my dress down, freeing my breasts. Ow. He took his hand and gently ran it over my breast. Repetitive much? His fingers teasing my nipple, causing it to become erect, much like his cock. Damn, I'm thinking about his dick again.
Oh god, everything's on fire!
She's on fire now!
I've heard of hot and bothered, but this is ridiculous.
Turning it to a small, hard pebble, I was now a rock. The sensation of his fingers crushing my sensitive nipples sent shocks of pleasure through my body, causing louder moans to pass my lips.
Okay, I'm no expert in writing sex scenes, but I don't think you should describe your nipple as a pebble. Like...
Guess we can confirm she has really small nips, though.
Apparently she is in the petite range.
Yeah.
Of nipples. Okay. Let's see. After the anthrax. Okay, there we go. Gently, he pushed me into the living room by the fire as he continued to pull my dress slowly down my body, then letting it drop to the floor as his eyes hungrily drank in my nakedness.
Okay, then this is getting to 50 Shades of Grey territory.
Oh, no. Even 50 Shades of Grey had a healthy relation. No, I can't say that with a straight face. Jesus fuck. They're both equally unhealthy. They're both equally unhealthy. Then he laid me down, getting on top of me as his lips moved back to mine, his tongue entering my mouth again. I let my hands run up under his tunic, feeling the way to the top as I gently pulled it off and tossed it aside. Then Link begun to slowly kiss his way down my body, first to my neck, to crevice between my breasts, then stopping at the navel as he kissed and caressed it with his tongue. Sorry, I'm imagining someone running their tongue into my belly button, and it is not a pleasant feeling.
Ugh.
Not my kink.
Yeah.
Then Link begun to slowly kiss his... No, shit! Link continued to assault my body with his lips and tongue, causing my body to shudder with feelings of pleasure and ecstasy as I reached up and slipped off his white undergarment, exposing the rest of his heavenly naked body. The candlelight reflected off his immaculate skin as I wrapped my arms around him, pulling him down on top of me, forcing our lips to meet again as we kissed deeply, passionately, our tongues intertwining once more. I had begun to feel his heart beating alongside mine as the connection between us became full. Gentle reminder that she is currently 4 months pregnant, so he probably should not be on top of her.
Yeah, well, to be fair, that was her decision, not his, so...
Yes, but you...
Then we drew apart, and he
It's like sleeping on your stomach. You don't do that shit when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Granted, the majority of women have a hard time sleeping on their stomach as is, but that's a different matter entirely.
Then we drew apart, and he slowly rose up, taking one hand and gently running it over my breasts again, his fingertips teasing the hard mounds as the other slid its way down my body, first to my thighs, then between my legs. Then his hand pressed down into me as his fingers slid past the lips of my flower, causing my back to arc as a loud moan moved out my mouth and into the air. Then I cried out in ecstasy again as his fingers probed upward and brushed against my clitoris, causing it to fill with blood and become hard. Okay, I've
just got a musical number from the Apple stuck in my head.
It felt so good, felt so intense. My whole body convulsed, shuddered as he teased the clit by rolling the hard, sensitive part between his fingers. Then my body suddenly convulsed when he slid his fingers further down and gently pushed 2 fingers deep inside me. The new sensation causing my back to arc again as my soft moan suddenly turned into loud tiger cries. Again, kind of throw back to tiger things.
I think the picture I put in the chat just kind of sums up my feelings on this.
Yeah, I'm looking at wholesome kitten memes right now to help me get through this.
Oh, God. Zane?
Oh, it's my turn, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Oh my God.
Y'all, I've been getting through this by watching more Trumpet Boy music. Sorry.
Anyway, Link. Oh my goddesses, Link.
Yeah. Oh my goddesses. Grr. Link. More baby. Link. I screamed in pure ecstasy as his gentle steady made my legs quake.
Gentle steady.
Then he pushed. What?
Gentle steady made her legs quake. Yeah.
Gentle steady made her legs quake.
That's what I'm reiterating. It's fucking moronic.
Just keep reading, please. I want to be done with this.
Then he pushed his fingers in deeper, his thrust reaching back to my G-spot, while his other hand teased the hard mounds on my breast. Then Link quickened his attacks as he sensed my body was starting to thrust over the edge. The combination of attacks Link was placing upon my shuddering, pulsating body caused my back to arc and twisted, while my cries of ecstasy tore into the air. Slowly, I started to climax, and when he rubbed his finger against my most sensitive spots inside me, I screamed out as my body was finally thrust over the edge and into heaven. Oh my goddesses! Link! I cried as I gushed down Link's hand, the warm juices dripping through his fingers.
Oh God, she broke his hand. Falling back panting, I looked into his sexy blue eyes as I saw burning desire glowing in them. Then I got up and put my lips near his, whispering softly to him against them. Now, my love, it's my turn. Oh, it my turn. It my turn.
It my turn.
My turn.
My turn. I said seductively as I reached up and clasped my hands over his broad shoulders and gently pushed him onto the floor. After I pushed him down on the floor, I straddled him, laying my hands against his chest as I began to trickle my fingertips over his hard, muscular body. His body quivered under my touch as soft moans rose up from his throat and out his mouth, because apparently he is just as easy to turn on as me.
Okay. I'm mentally preparing myself. I know it's my turn and I know where I am. I'm just...
There's a reason I've been posting wholesome stuff.
Breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. I let my soft hands trace over the muscular outlines of his infatuated body, feeling the silkiness of his immaculate skin. Quietly, I watched as his eternal blue eyes pierced me, silently eating my body with a hungry desire. I continued running my hands softly, caressingly over his hard body, causing him to moan softly, his muscles contracting and releasing under my touch. Then I leaned forward and pressed my lips against his neck, letting my tongue trace over his skin, tasting him. Ew. I wanted nothing more than to taste every bit of flesh before me, to swallow its taste and savor its delicious feeling. Okay, that's getting close to cannibalism.
That's weird.
Yeah, pressing my lips down harder, I bit softly against his wonderful skin as I started to suckle on his neck, causing Link to groan out loud. After a little bit of teasing, I slowly kissed my way down his body, my tongue tracing behind my lips as I made my way down the swollen organ between his legs. God. Slowly, I took the head of his member into my mouth, teasing the tender tip with my tongue. Then slowly I moved to his shaft, caressing it with my tongue as I slowly licked up and down it. While I caressed his member with my lips and tongue, Link's soft moans soon turned into loud cries of pleasure and ecstasy. I felt his body quivering under my gentle hands as I ran one up over his body. His loud cries of ecstasy filled the room. Repetition, again! Then Link let out a loud tiger-like cry when I took his member fully into my mouth, engulfing it. Ugh. Slowly, I moved my lips up and down the shaft, dragging my tongue up the tender underside as I went. Little by little, I begun to up the movement, causing Link to crowd in pure bliss as I caused waves of pure pleasure to go surging through his body, the fire radiating to his lower organs. She could have set him on fire. That would be great.
That would make this whole thing worth it, honestly.
Yeah.
If she just set him on fire instead.
And I found a rhythm, and he started breathing faster as I started to take him over the edge. His heart started racing, his cries filled the room. And finally, when I took his nutsack and caressed it with my hand, it was his undoing. Link let out a tiger-like cry as he reached his peak. Oh, God, is this Jedi? He cried, releasing my mouth.
Ew. He fell back panting, and I looked up into his eyes as I swallowed. Gulp. Tasting the sweetness of him. Slowly I moved back.
It doesn't taste sweet.
And you know this how?
Everyone knows this.
I didn't.
I didn't either.
It's common knowledge.
I guess we know which one of us is experimental.
It's this bitter, vaguely salty taste. It does not fucking taste sweet. If it tastes sweet, there is something wrong with your biochemistry.
You need to tell us something here, buddy?
What the fuck do you think?
No, he doesn't need to tell us anything. Like,
he already confirmed it. Slowly, I moved back to his lips and kissed him passionately, cum still on my lips. The taste of him still on my lips. Link now had dick mouth. Then I felt his hands embrace me as he gently rolled me over onto my stomach, killing our child, I guess. Straddling my legs, I felt his member in the interest of my puss. They're going for round 2? Ew. Oh boy. I felt his member at the interest of my pussy as he slowly slid his hard organ inside. As he started to penetrate deeper, I felt him move forward as his mouth began pressing down against my neck again. I felt my body beginning to convulse as his steady, gentle thrust caused me to cry out like a female tiger, ecstasy filling each note. His mouth pressed harder against my neck as he gently bit on it. His tiger-like groans began being muffled against my skin as I slowly turned him into a jinko as well, I guess. Then he thrust himself deeper into me, causing my body to shudder in pure bliss, my nails digging into the floor as my groans soon turned into loud cries of ecstasy as he continued to bite down on my neck and the back of Venus, and with the steady thrust sending waves of eternal bliss of my surgery through my body, through my every vein as my loud tiger-like cries tore into the air. Oh boy.
Is that the last of yours? Or are we? Oh, tore into the air. Okay. Fun fact, tigers, like most cats, because of the whole barbed penises thing, scream during sex. Painfully.
Hey.
That stereotypical cat shrieking thing that people talk about, like hearing in alleyways from like stray cats and shit, where you just hear like these horrific screams in the middle of the night because of cats? That's what they're doing. That's what that is. So if she is... So if she is doing what she's describing, this means that she is screaming like she is in horrific pain right now.
So like that yowling sound that you hear about like fighting cats or whatever.
Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That yowling is actually fucking.
Oh, Lord. I'm not... that's kind of terrible, but I found a hilarious picture. That's what I was laughing at.
Oh, God. Let me see.
It's so good.
Anyway. Let's see. I moved under him, teasing him, causing him to bite down even more as he started pushing himself harder into me. His groans being filled with an angry tone.
Okay, that sounds unhealthy.
I cried out again as I bucked up against Llytic, my body shuddering in immense bliss, even more until an even more violent spasm raged it, causing me to scream out in mind-boggling pleasure. Then I felt myself being taken over the edge. His tiger-like groans passing his lips each time he bit down, dominating me like a male tiger. What? The whole like gender domination thing isn't very typical of like non-social animals. Solitary animals do not like have dominant genders at all.
Yeah.
In fact, fuck, humanity shouldn't have dominant genders at all. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, I cried out to him, bucking up against his legs, forcing him in deeper as I felt myself starting to climax. He started to thrust harder into my body, and he bit down harder against the nape of my neck. What the fuck?
This just sounds
it's getting weirder and weirder.
Terrible.
His groans getting louder as he started to reach his peak. I pushed up against him as he thrust down hard again. Our cries filled the air as I was finally thrust over the edge. With one last thrust, I bucked up against Link one last time as I climaxed, my cries filling the air as I gushed down his legs. Again, I don't think you're supposed to have quite that much discharge. Then Link was sent over the edge. He bucked his head back and cried out as he released his essence deep inside me.
I collapsed to the floor, panting, my body shuddering violently as I tried to move under Link, but he bit back down on my neck again as his hands held tightly down onto my arms. That just sounds...
It's getting weird.
This is getting weird. Still connected, the immense sexual feelings still surged through our bodies as the after effects of our orgasms tingled in our lower organs, causing us to thrust for more. Fighting with what strength he had left, Link thrust himself down into me again, forcing himself to reach a second peak. He started biting down on my neck and back again, grunting like a male tiger as he continued to thrust himself deeper inside my tired, sweaty body, pushing to climax a second.
I wish I were dead.
Oh, feeling the strength, right?
Yes.
I guess so, yes.
I'm guessing you've been watching more Trumpet Boy memes again?
Just a lot of things. Sorry. Feeling the strength leaving my body, I screamed, hissed as I forced my trembling body up against his desperately trying to reach a second peak. He too the strength as he forced his exhausted body down onto mine. His a pain and pleasure to go through to every vein. I screamed into the air, my nails digging into the floor as I fought it going on, pushing my exhausted body up against his. I forced him deeper as I felt myself slowly starting to climax again. I cried out to Link, grunting like a female tiger, and urged him on as I body starting to thrust over the edge again. He returned my calls as a tiger-like sound escaped past his lips. Then I felt him beginning to climax again. The fire in his lower organs sent a raging shock to blades through my entire body, hit through his body, caused him to cry out in immense bliss. We thrust against each other, our bodies trembling and convulsing while crying like tigers mating as we came to a full climax, exploding together one last time. I'm sorry, I'm really just trying to get through this sex scene. It's taking too long.
Oh yeah, this sex scene is terrible.
It's and not hilariously terrible. It's just terrible.
Yeah. It's pain. It is pain incarnate. Is this loss? Yes.
Well, life is pain. Anyone who says otherwise is selling something.
Let's see. What was that? Exploded one last time? Was your last line?
Yep.
All
With one last gasp, I believe, is yours.
With one last gasp, he collapsed on top of me, our bodies exhausting and dripping with sweat. He laid against my tired, shuddering body as he tried to catch his breath. We laid there shivering a while, trying to regain our strength, the aftershocks of our orgasm still raging through our hot, sweaty bodies. Then I felt Link gently kiss and lick my light wound he left on my back and neck as I heard him in my mind telling me how much he enjoyed the experience we shared. That was one of the best things we had, my love, he said to me in my mind. It felt so good that I cannot wait until we do that again. I love you so much, my sweet Rose. Link added with passion. I love you too, Link. I always will, I returned lovingly.
Slowly we separated as I rolled over and laid next to him. I looked into his eyes as the glow of the fire reflected off of them, causing small flames to dance within them. Sorry, I think I'm getting sick now. I want this to be a memorable night, my love. He returned as a look of passion and desire shown in those magnificent eyes. I'm not done showing you just how much you mean to me. As soon as I regain my strength, I'm going to give you more of my love. Link said softly as he traced the finger over my lips. Shocked with his sudden words, I leaned over my lips close to his. You do whatever you want to me, my love, because tonight I'm yours for the taking. God, I hate
No.
I whispered
not more. I can't do it again. I'm not strong enough.
Now who's breaking, Llytic? I whispered softly to him against his lips. Then Link grasped his hands around my face, pulling me close to him, locking my lips with his, blending a series of small, passionate kisses, which soon turned into ones that were more deeper and forceful.
I felt my body begin to relax as he slowly regained his strength. His breathing began to even out as it slowed its beat. The after effects of our orgasms slowly started dissipating, leaving our bodies left with only the memory. Link gently pulled me against him, and he held me lovingly in his arms. His lips softly against my neck as the warmth of his body causing me to groan softly against his fine blonde hair. The feeling of our lovemaking still pulsed through my body, causing my lower organs to still cry for him in yearning. Oh boy. Feeling the pulses making my body wither and longing to feel him once more, I ran my hand down his cheek, causing his jeweled eyes to stare deeply in mine.
Oh, God.
Link, are you ready for me again? I cooed as I ran my hands seductively down his chest and over his soft member, causing him to be aroused once again. Oh boy!
Just a sec. That is what this is.
I think it's your line, Llytic.
Yes, it is. I just put something in the chat that kind of just sums up my feelings right now.
What is it?
It's loss. Link,
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I was dead inside already, so this really isn't affecting me all that much.
His lips met my neck in response as he placed soft kisses on it. Then he softly kissed his way down to my breast again, his mouth resting on one of my nipples again as he started to gently suckle on it again. Soft moans of pleasure passed my lips as he nibbled gently on my nipple, causing it to become erect again. Now I clasped my hands against his muscular arms again and broke his attack on my breast again as I slowly begun to lay him down once more again. Straddling him again. I slowly slid down on his now swollen member again, taking it slowly inside me again. I drew a sharp breath as I again rested against his pelvis again. and begun to grind against him in a slow rocking motion, again causing Link to moan loudly in ecstasy again. Slowly at first, then I upped the movements again, causing violent spasms to rage through our bodies again into a wall again. The loudest vocalizations yet escaping past our lips again. As I pushed down onto him again, my body withered as shocks of wonderful pleasure were sent through at my every vein again, my body screaming in ecstasy again as I felt the muscles inside me contracting and releasing against his organ again. Then I bucked my head back again and screamed into the air again as yet another violent spasm raged through my body again into the wall again, causing it to wither in immense bliss again. Oh my goddesses! Yes! Link, yes! Again. I screamed again, as I felt my body explode in pleasure again, my nails digging down into his arms again.
Link, too, cried out in immense bliss as I began moving faster, grinding
Link
against
Jr., what?
His body shuddering violently, his heart beating faster as his broad hands grasped firmly against my breasts, his fingers probing the nipples. I begun to feel Link's heart beating in unison with mine again, his voice ringing loudly through my mind again, our souls connected again. Our bodies withered together as I pumped faster again, the sheer ecstasy raged through my body into a wall, radiating toward the nucleus between my legs again. Then I thrust him deeper into me as I felt myself starting to climax. My body screamed and shuddered, screaming and shuddering violently again, as though I was electrified in his arms again. As I felt Link push up against me, feeling him started to climax again. I bucked my head back as my cries tore into the air. Link, oh, goddesses, Link, I screamed as I reached my peak and gushed down Link's legs. I think this is where she started typing one-handed again.
He's been typing one-handed.
The juice is dripping down his side and onto the floor. Jenna, Link screamed to see climax again, releasing into me again. Gasping for air again. I crashed down on top of him again. My body still shuddering and dripping with sweat again.
I just laid there, embraced in Link's sweaty arms, her body still feeling the aftershocks of our orgasms. My fingertips traced over the broad curvature of Link's face, his eyes sparkling with loving glances. Then I nestled my cheek against his...
Nestled my cheek against his, my lips pressing softly against the lobe of his pointed ear.
For the ear. Slowly I traced the outlines of his sexy ear with my lips and tongue.
As
Stopping
opposed
every
to my
so
weird
often to
tiger
gently
ears.
nibble on the lobe. I listened to the soft moans of past sleeps as I sweetly nibbled on the tip of this pointed ear, weaving my
Can't
tongue
do
in
that
and
to me,
around the blue hooped earring he wore at the top. I felt Link's heart begin to beat slowly, his thoughts running softly in my mind, the connection between us full. Then I felt my eyes slowly begin to drift, and I nestled my head against the silky skin of Link's chest, his arms holding me in a protective embrace as I softly drifted off to sleep. This is one night that I was not going to forget. Link surely made this a memorable night, one that appeared in my dreams more than once, even during the times when we were separated, too far for us to communicate telepathically. I often dreamed of that night, the night where we expressed our deep love for each other, from the special bond that we share, a bond that cannot be broken.
Goodbye, everybody.